Today, I'm really very glad to invite you to the webinar, which is dedicated for our new offering. Actually, recently um, we offered CENOS Slack workflow. And first of all, from the very beginning of this webinar, I want to explain you why we decide to do this. And after that, I will explain how to use CENOS Slack workflow and the best way to get the most out of it. And of course, after that, there will be also question and answer session. So then I kindly ask you to be muted now while I'm presenting, and after the presentation, of course, so I will unmute you, and you will be free to ask all questions, and I will be happy to answer them. So yeah, well, I didn't introduce myself. So those who probably don't know, my name is Michael Szczepanskis. I'm actually a president and founder of CENOS, and let me explain you why we decide to offer you such unusual thing like Slack channel for CENOS users. There are three reasons, and there are stories behind each of this reason, and I want to tell you them. So the first story is, actually we noticed that sometimes during the support cases, we find ourselves in very deep and useful discussions about either physics of induction heating or some particularly tips about the simulation or anything else. And to be honest, we really appreciate this deep conversation because of those, we as a developer team are able to instantly improve our software and make it even better. But we also noticed that sometimes those conversations and discussions and some disputes as well are so interested that we would like to share them with other CENOS users, because we believe that there could be an added value for other users out of that as well. And that's why we just began to look for really good and efficient tool for that. So we used our documentation for the long time, but we see that sometimes it's not so efficient because all users are not notified about specific subject, and we were looking for something new. And that was the first reason why we came to this Slack channel. So we want to share valuable discussions in our support cases. So then there is the second reason as well. And the second reason is that pretty frequently we got some feedback from customers, and it's quite positive. We are very happy that you evaluate support we provide. We're really very happy for that. I appreciate your feedback. And you know, my personal business philosophy is just take things which is good and make it even better. And so that's why we decide to take this support as the good thing we provide and make it even better. And we were looking for opportunity to have chat with our customers in order to to respond faster and to have opportunity to just to quickly discuss something. And sometimes it's very hard to make via email, or even phone call is not very efficient sometimes because we have to share some files and pictures and so on. So that was the second reason why we decide, hey, probably some service like Slack could be very good for instant support. So there we can provide opportunity to chat with our engineers, because we, as you know, we provide support directly with our simulation engineers. So, and there was also a third reason. And the third reason was a little bit history. Our company was founded by three guys with a very deep academic background. So I am PhD in physics myself as well. And we have been working for academy for a long time. Moreover, as you know, we use open source tools in our platform, which are also supported by academic communities. And that's why all time um, we we want we wanted to share something with academic community as well, just to give back to academic world. And that's why we offered free a license for non-commercial study and research purpose only. And I'm very happy to see that there are a bunch of academic users using our software and creating really fantastic cases. Some of them you can see in our Slack channel or in our blog posts. But the problem is that since we do not charge money from these academic users, we cannot support them properly. And since we cannot support, sometimes they really miss something from the software. So that's why we decide, hey, what if we can provide the platform where one users can support other users and make actually the community this way. So that was the first reason why we came to Slack. So the three reasons actually, and behind those reasons are value we would like to offer you joining this channel. The first is we want to share valuable discussion and also some knowledge from one users to other users, and also from us to you. So this is the first. And the second is instant support. We really believe that we can improve quality and timing of support just providing it through Slack channel. And the third, we also would like to introduce our academic users and give them opportunity to ask for some questions to community, and in return, they can also share some of their knowledge, which sometimes is really fantastic, and I can really cannot believe sometimes applications they use our software for. So some of our customers can also benefit from this knowledge as well. I really hope that I convinced you to join Slack. And now I want to share my screen, and I want to show you, to demonstrate you how it works, and to give also some tips for better and more useful utilization of this tool. And actually, just to explain what is that. Yeah, by the way, I'm not sure that all of you are familiar. So I assume that some of you could be familiar with Slack and use it in either work routine or anywhere else. But for those who are not familiar, no worries. So we will just go through that and familiarize you. So I'm sharing screen now. So I hope you can see my screen now. If you cannot, just show me something like this or something like that for those who are switched on video now. All right, so I assume that you can see my screen. Fantastic. So first of all, I really recommend you to use Slack desktop application or mobile application. It's pretty easy. You can Google just the Slack desktop app, and you will get to download it, or you can go to your Apple Store or Android Play and download mobile applications there. Okay, what we have here. First of all, we have several public channels here. We have general. On the left-hand side, you can see these channels. You have general channel there, so there will be some general information, like for example, here Alvis Amos, our simulation engineer, asked to share some simulation cases because we have suspicions about one bug, and we ask you to help us to identify and localize the issue. I also share here some information that our headquarter was off for holidays from Monday till Wednesday last week. Yeah, and this is the message from our marketing guy to join this the Zoom meeting, this webinar. So and then we structured other public channels in the way the same like it is in our software. So it's for geometry and meshing, one channel, then for simulation settings, so physics, then for results and visualization. And we have also the couple of more. Actually, then we go to geometry and meshing, for example. You can see there are some tips here. So Alvis, for example, just wrote here some tips how to use some ideas actually, which just was taken from some support cases and just written here as a tips. Sometimes you can see that and it can help you. There are also some guys who ask for some support or share some interesting information regarding the geometry and meshing. And here, for example, you can see Anna Seiden, who has some troubles just setting up simultaneously rotation and scanning of the workpiece. And there is a thread here, so there are 6 replies, and it seems like we solved this this question. Then knowledge sharing. So there are some guys just sharing here some knowledge. Like for example, I recently wrote here some discussion regarding the voltage control and current control simulation. And you are welcome to join this this discussion. Okay, random is random. Results and visualization. Oh, it's interesting. So Marcus Hellriegel from ThyssenKrupp Press just recently shared here his idea about the design of inductor just to avoid overheating of the outer edge here. So he just open source his design and share it with you. So somebody of you can probably, anybody can use that. And you also, of course, you're welcome just to comment on that and share on that and share your thoughts. If it not work, just tell him. Simulation settings the same. Then we have also here channel for software release. So I publish here what new is in the new software. In the new software release, you can ask your questions here. You can actually even just provide some feedback. We really appreciate that. And there is also channel for suggestions. Yeah, there is already Marcus Hellriegel just suggested us one feature, and there was discussion about this feature after that. So you're very welcome to share your thoughts, how we can improve our software. Everything will be read here, and we really appreciate that. So so those are public channels. You feel free to use public channels in order either to learn something new or to share some information with other users if you want. But of course, for customers, we know that sometimes it's important to keep everything in secret. So that's why we provide private support channels for customers. Again, academic users unfortunately don't have this opportunity to have the private channel. All conversation is public for them, but customers have private channels, so I have here bulk of them, but you will have only one. It's actually your channel, so we create channel especially for you, and this everything which is in this channel is can be seen only by you and probably your colleagues from your company if some of them join this channel, and CENOS guys, so CENOS support guys. So it's useful for us because we can track um, support questions and answers, and it's also good to you because we can make chat there. So and you can also share it between different like users from your company if you have more than one. By the way, for multinational corporations, it also could work, and we do have some where like users from different countries like join the same private channel, and if one of them have issue and we support him or her, another user from other country can see that, can read that, and also just probably it will avoid the same issue for him. So you're welcome to use those channels. Just now, the couple of tips how to use these conversations in the best way. So first of all, I really suggest you to use threads. Like, so let me show you how it works. So let's say, for example, you want to respond something regarding this post. So yeah, first of all, you can like it. You can use different emojis to like or hate it. That also could be useful. But you can also just make reply to the thread here, and you can just write here something like, for example, Michael's. So that was good, but, and just write something. So I will be noticed that you wrote here, and all other just participants on this thread will be also noticed, and that's pretty useful to make discussions. In case of support cases, it's also pretty efficient to make threads in order to separate different support issues. The second tip here will be you can also tag here some people. Like, for example, instead of just writing Michaels, you can write at and then write Michaels here, and just write what you want to tell me. So if you do this, I will be notified as a priority. So for example, here you can see so I have different workspaces, and in other workspaces, I'm notified that actually I have some important answer there. So somebody just want to say me something. There are also the couple of generic tags. So you can tag at here. So, and everybody will be notified. Everybody who are online now will be notified that you wrote something. Actually, let's just close this thread and just try to write here something new. So, for example, add here, please join the webinar, like this. So, and everybody will be notified about this. Everybody who are online right now. So instead of tag here, you can also use another one, which is channel. And now, not only those who are online, but everybody will be notified. So that's why please use this carefully and use that the tag only for very important information that is so urgent that everybody should be notified about that. Yeah, by the way, unless you switch off this function, if somebody tagged you, you will get email about that as well. So the first thing I propose is use threads. The second, tag people or peer or channel. Then, of course, make likes. Just make tell authors of the post that you like those. That is good as well. And the last thing I want to show you as a tip, if you let's go here, for example, if you see this post is important for you, so it could be important for you, but you don't have time to read it right now, but you're afraid to forget to come back to this, so you can just save it. Use this flag to save it. So you save it here, and now there is here on the top there is saved items. I go to save items and I see, so I save it here. So I can just come back to this post and read it anytime I need in future. And now I can just remove flag like this. So I'm yeah, this is the small tips how to use Slack Workspace in the most efficient way. Yeah, I also want to encourage you to make some personal touch here. So if you go here to your profile and view profile, so you can edit it. Well, if you want, you can use also your nickname instead of your name if you want. So this is my name here. I also use my my photo just to let everybody know how handsome I am. Um, but you can also you can also do the same. And I also use here my name, first name, my first and last name, and also the company name here. If you don't want to use your company name, you feel free just to avoid it. But I see already somebody using here the company name. It's up to you, but it also could be useful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stopping sharing right now. I really would like to encourage you to join this this Slack workspace. I really hope that it will help you and other users to make use of CENOS simulation software even more efficient, and it will help us to facilitate penetration of the software. And now I'm very eager to hear your questions. So I'm unmuting. Yeah, please unmute yourself and ask questions if you have.
Klaus speaking here. I have no question. I've seen that this is very similar what we have with Microsoft Teams. Very similar. Also, the handling is similar. So I think this is a good platform to work with in the future. Even if we have some simple questions, we can post there. Private questions we will post not there, but this is not a problem, I think, for the whole discussion.
Yeah, great, Klaus. Thank you very much for this feedback. Really appreciate, and it's quite important to know that it could be useful for you. Yeah, indeed, as it is very much similar as Microsoft Teams. We just decided to use Slack instead of Team because it's more widespread and also just gives some additional opportunities because Teams is usually within one company, and this we can use throughout all users. I see you unmuted yourself, and I assume that you want to ask question or give command, but we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have some issues at the beginning. I couldn't hear you also, but I managed to fix them. So I have followed you all the webinar. now I don't know why the micro and the camera didn't work for me, but well, I like Klaus. I don't have any questions. I've been trying with Slack and posting, and well, I think I'm getting familiar with it, but I think it's a very good idea. For sharing tips. I have read some tips, and the one from I don't remember now the name, but about the coil, he saw some coil design, a special design, and for me that maybe I'm a little bit apart from this induction topic usually. It's very interesting to learn more about the topic.
Yeah, thank you, Aymar. Great to get your feedback as well. And yes, please feel free to share your research and your ideas as well. You are very welcome and ask questions as well.
Sure.
The one thing I didn't mention, I forgot to do that, but there is also search there. So you can search. You can just write the couple of keywords, and it could happen that somebody else already just posted something, or it pop up in some of the discussion. So it could be also useful just to search for some keywords if you have some issues, or you're looking for some ideas. It could help as well. All right, then if no comments and questions more, so then I expect to see you all in our CENOS Slack workspace, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Christian. So then you already got the invitation. So there is a link to join the Slack channel. Please do that if you didn't do that before. And yeah, let's see each other there. I'm super excited to see how it works. If it don't work, just let me know. But anyway, yeah, let's meet there. If you have any other questions, feel free to just ping me in Slack as well. Please use my tips if it was useful, and have a great induction heating project.